Well, we've had this trio of meetings today, Gloria, quite extraordinary in many regards. Lots of world leaders in town here in Brussels, including President Biden, his first trip to Europe since the war began in Ukraine. He's joined 29 other NATO leaders this morning discussing sanctions and further military aid for Ukraine. There's now a G7 meeting taking place this lunchtime involving clearly some of the world's most powerful leaders. And then this afternoon, EU leaders are going to have an extraordinary meeting. President Biden going to attend that as well. And President Zelensky of Ukraine is going to dial in, if you like, a little later on. So quite an extraordinary diplomatic day here in Brussels. As I say, two key issues, though, Gloria. First of all, on this issue of sanctions, we have seen the extension of sanctions today, notably by the UK, to 65 different individuals associated with the Putin regime. Boris Johnson announcing that this morning. And there is much talk that we could see further action by the European Union later on today, potentially in conjunction with the United States. So there is somewhat of a divide, if you like, with the US wanting Europe to go further, particularly in this area of gas and oil supply, though countries like Germany uneasy about that given their reliance on Russian gas. They fear that if the taps were to be turned off immediately, that would mean industries having to shut down, countries essentially descending into recession. And then we've got this announcement on increased military aid. Again, certain countries like Britain, Poland and others want Germany and France to go further in terms of the supply of military aid. Though we have heard from Boris Johnson, the Prime Minister today, saying that Britain is now going to add an extra 6,000 missiles to the Ukrainian military's supply. That will happen in the days and weeks to come. In addition to that, 25 million quid as well will be put aside to help pay for Ukrainian soldiers' wages and for rations in the weeks to come too, and an extra 4 million quid for the BBC World Service to help with their reporting of events on the ground. So quite significant announcements from the Prime Minister today. Maybe not a surprise then that it's been revealed that the Kremlin in the last 24 hours or so have branded Boris Johnson himself as the most anti-Russian leader in the Western world. Clearly not happy with the rather proactive steps, it must be said, that Boris Johnson is taking.